Come down the bypass, it zigs and zags in and out. Some parts are in, some parts are out.
Right.
The Sun News, for example, is not inside the city of Myrtle Beach. They're outside the city.
Right.
Then the former airport and the airport are inside the city, all the way down to the back gate. And then we pretty much stop there near the back gate, south of the airport. So we've just annexed 250 acres, the former Clemson tract.
Oh, yes.
That will be in the city. So
that's exciting. And then on the business side, it more or less starts near Myrtle Beach Harley-Davidson.
It does, just north of Myrtle Beach Harley-Davidson on the business side. The state park is not in, but on the west side of Kings Highway, you are inside the city there.
That's very interesting. Well, he sure talked about that from a perspective as folks come in on 501, some of the activities you may see when you think they're truly...
Those aren't in the city.
In the city of Myrtle Beach, and you really are not.
We don't have any control over those.
That's right. Very interesting. Well, so much for viewers who are coming into Broadway the Beach, as we said, for the first time this Saturday. They're going to see a lot of new activities here, as well as, of course, the activities just leading up to the walk.
True. And we're very pleased to be a part of the Heart Association and the Heart Walk. The Start Heart Walk. They've changed the year, changed the name this year, and changed the color a little bit, too.
Oh, wow. Look at that.
I've got a bright green wristband on my wrist as well. And I wanted to give you one as well, Greg. This says, Start. Walk more, eat well, live longer. So this is sort of a device to help you remember
Thank you very much, Mark. Start, walk more, plus eat well equals live longer. That's fascinating.
That's the idea.
Great idea. Do I need to wear it on either hand?
Whichever works for you,
I'll drop it on the left there. I'll have to get one of these for my daughter as well. Hope we can track down another one.
We'll try to do that.
That is wonderful. You have a very aggressive goal, I see, of $275,000 this Saturday. How are you feeling about goal?
Well, hopefully we'll get there.
Great, good.
The money goes to research to make things better for everybody who is potentially a victim of heart disease or stroke. So.
You mentioned that your father had a bypass surgery, Mark.
Yes.
I hope he came through that okay.
He did. He's doing well. He's living.
That's great.
And that was, 15 or 20 years ago now, so things have come a long way since then.
Oh, yeah. Surely the surgical procedures these days would be hopefully markedly easier, both for the cardiothoracic surgeons and cardiologists.
Almost routine these days for that sort of operation, and it wasn't in his day. And I had a grandfather who died from an aortic aneurysm, which is essentially a ruptured heart. So.
Is Salisbury your home, Mark?
I grew up in Salisbury, yes.
Right.
So they've all moved to Raleigh.
They're all in the Triangle.
They've all moved to the Triangle. So
that's amazing.
I haven't been to Salisbury in quite a while.
I think you mentioned that one of your children lives in the Triangle as well.
He does. My son is in Raleigh as well.
Right.
So.
That's great. Do you get up there often?
I get up there every 4 or 5 weeks, probably. So.
Is that right? Yeah. Good for you. That's fantastic. I don't think I knew you were going up there that often.
Just pop up on a weekend.
Send some couriers.
Oh, really?
Now. That's great.
We're glad to take things out.
That's great. We think about, of course, so many activities. Tom talked about some of those on Friday during the summertime, and obviously there's a real high. It lulls back down. You were mentioning on the airbase, there's the Crabtree Gym, the former gym there on the airbase, which is that currently in use?
No, it's not. It's closed for renovation and expansion right now.
Okay.
That's the last of the 4 recreation centers that we have to be renovated and expanded. It will reopen next fall. It's a $6 million project.
Wow.
Turn it around, turn the entrance around, make it bigger, make it more functional. It gets a tremendous amount of use as it is, but with the growth that's going on at the Air Force Base, it will become a real hub of activity for that south end. So we've moved the weight room equipment and the classes that were in Crabtree just around the corner to the base recreation center.
Oh, great, good.
While it's under construction, so you have a chance to still take advantage of all that equipment and that exercise classes at the base center while Crabtree's being redone.
So if folks are a member of Pepper Gettings, or if they've joined Pepper Gettings and Crabtree Gym, they can utilize those benefits there at the base recreation center.
And if you're a Crabtree member and while it's closed for construction, you can go to Pepper Gettings and exercise there.
That's great. Of course, Canal Street has a wonderful swimming pool.
They've got a great pool, new gymnasium. They've got a good weight room at Canal Street, too.
Do they really?
Yes, they do.
I've never seen that. Wow, that's interesting. That's very interesting.
Our recreation centers are in good shape at the moment.
Absolutely. I see some of the great national sponsors, obviously Subway. Sorry to back and forth. We just think about so many things leading up to this Saturday's walk. What are some of the things you're doing, Mark, between now and this Saturday leading up to the walk?
Well, we're wrapping,
big final push.
That's right. We're wrapping up, making sure who our walkers are and that they'll be out there on Saturday morning.
Right.
It's a fun thing for the corporate communities to do. It's good spirit building effort as well. But we're making sure that we're collecting the contributions so that they can go to the Heart Association. We're finishing up the T-shirt details, making sure everybody's got their T-shirts in their hands.
All the folks from the city will be wearing their T-shirts out there.
Yes, the walkers will be, absolutely.
That's great. Good. How many folks are you expecting? Do you know?
I don't know the answer to that question.
Yeah, you will know.
I will know by the end of the week. By Saturday, I'll know. So.
Rain or shine, it's always a great event.
It is. It used to be held on the beach, which I like walking on the beach, but I actually prefer this sort of a walk to occur around Broadway at the beach. It really is a nice location.
Oh, yeah, it is tremendous. So many folks love walking on the beach unless they have strollers.
Yes, and it's hard to
unless they're pushing their children. And, of course, the real push there of trying to get youth involved in fighting heart disease and stroke. It's so difficult when you think about it being you talked about, of course, your own father and having open heart surgery or having a bypass. When we think about folks like Ann Lehman, who'll be with us tomorrow, who's born with a birth defect, or Ashlyn Clark, the young former Miss Myrtle Beach pageant queen, who had open heart surgery at age 17. Folks that are impacted in youth, it's the desire to get youth involved.
When you stop and think about it, there are a tremendous number of people that you know personally, that everybody knows, who have been touched by heart disease or genetic defect, as you've mentioned, and have been cured thanks to the research that the Heart Association, that the monies that are raised through the Heart Association's events, such as this Heart Walk, are helping cure. So.
Mark, I remember one year, the city of Myrtle Beach, I believe, at your push, we're sending out emails. We're doing a weekly update.
We did.
On an email side. Did that prove to be successful?
That worked very well. If you have an email audience that you can reach, we sent out an email letting people make a contribution to the Heart Association in memory or in honor of someone they knew, a loved one or a friend that they knew who'd experienced heart disease or had been a survivor of heart disease, as the case may be. And then that email built. They added names to it, and it grew so that everybody got to see throughout the months, actually, who made the contributions, who they were thinking of when they made those contributions. And you get a sense for how pervasive, really, the heart disease and the stroke can be, but how successful we've been through events such as this Heart Walk in addressing some of those problems.
Right, that's tremendous. I remember that was a big kick, and y'all raised a lot of money, but as you said, each year you have to do different things to keep up the interest there. How about for folks who've never attended a Heart Walk? Mark, should they be out this Saturday?
They should be. Come enjoy it. You can get a Heart Walk packet still this week if you'd like. If you'd like to come and make a contribution to the Heart Association, you can do that as well on Saturday. Okay. I think there's a special Ripley's Aquarium T-shirt.
That's right.
That you can get for $25, which would be a great thing to have, a cool T-shirt to have and wear.
Right. And of course, if you do $100, you get even another
T-shirt, a Heart Walk T-shirt. So.
Double up.
And there are above that there are prizes and rewards that you can get as well if you're
some of those?
One of the bigger. Not off the top of my head, but there's some good ones. There's some good ones.
I know Joel Davis is always pushing for big prizes there.
Yes.
The co-chair of this year's walk, who I think last year may have won $3,000 or $4,000 as a big prize winner. He really scored big.
But it's a fun time. If you've never been to one, come on out and have a good time. Bring the family. Make a contribution to the Heart Association. And get a little exercise that morning as well. You'll have a chance to stretch your legs around Broadway at the beach.
Normally, folks who are going out on a walk or exercising in the morning may not be inclined to carry money with them. This Saturday is a great day to actually bring a little money with them out there because there's some great items to buy. I think someone had mentioned that we could even buy one of these.
That's true.
$3 or so, as well as, of course, there will be, I believe, for the Red Cap survivors and others, some breakfast items, some coffee out there.
There will be. And after the walk, there's some snacks as well to give you a little energy energy boost after you've walked 3 miles.
How about parents who may not have a babysitter that morning? Can they bring their kids out?
It's a very kid-friendly event. There will be lots of children on hand for the Heart Walk. So yes, they're welcome to come.
That's fantastic. I think I'd heard leading up to it, there's a big kids area and bouncy houses. The Pelicans are going to bring some.
Yes, the mascots will be there from the various places in town. You'll have a chance to see them as well.
That's fantastic, Mark. You know, for you, is it principally, when you think back, for your interest in the American Heart Association, was it the family issue?
Well, that, and I know so many people who've survived this. I have, again, a number of causes that I support, some in a big way, some in a small way, and this is one of the big causes that I support, just because it is such a critical need for our community to have better heart care, better health care, to help solve some of the heart problems and stroke problems that we have.
Those are great words. Thanks so much for being with us this morning,
Good to see you.
Absolutely. Stay tuned to more Carolina People with Myrtle Beach's Public Information Officer, Mark Kruea, coming up next. You need to take the time to write these 6 words down. Create hope, inspire change, and celebrate success. Create hope, inspire change, and celebrate success. We're talking about that not only today, but tomorrow, all week long, right here at Ripley's Aquarium. We're talking about making a difference, making a healthier lifestyle. Mark said it very clearly when he handed me this great wristband. Start, walk more, plus eat well equals live longer. Walk more, plus eat well equals live longer. Simple phone number, 282-2907. That's 843-282-2907. They've got a tremendous goal, $275,000. We're talking about the number 1 and number 3 killer in the world, but definitely the number 1 and number 3 killer in South Carolina and in North Carolina. It's the difference you can make today preparing for this Saturday. Get out here. The registration's at 8. The walk kicks off at 9. You'll be walking right here through Ripley's Aquarium. It's open to kids. It's open to families. It's open to folks of all ages who can get out, who want to make a difference in fighting heart disease and stroke. You heard Mark talk about it. His own father with a bypass surgery there 15, 20 years ago. Think about the differences, the advancements that have been made over the last 15 and 20 years thanks to folks like you who are raising money to fight heart disease and stroke. You can make a difference, but you got to get out here this Saturday. Get your favorite T-shirt on. You can be in a T-shirt competition. There's still enough time to do that. $25 gets you a great-looking prize from Ripley's Aquarium. If you raise $100, and you can do that. You've got 5 more days to make it happen. You'll get a fancy T-shirt from the American Heart Association. Get out of here. Pick up the phone, 282-2907, or just show up. You can make a difference. Fight heart disease and stroke.